Well, it has been, believe it or not, 50 years since man first landed on the moon, and Singaporeans can get involved in marking that anniversary by submitting photos, videos and messages for an international project called the People's Moon.
The submissions will be part of a giant interactive digital photo mosaic installation featuring an iconic image of the Apollo 11 moon landing. This, along with historical footage, will be shown at an exhibition at the Kennedy Space Center in the United States and also in special screenings at various locations around the world, including Singapore.
Now, this will happen on the actual anniversary date, that is the 20th of July. Jonathan Levy, co-producer of The People's Moon, joins us in the studio. So nice to have you with us on this wonderful occasion. I'm curious, what kind of photos, videos, messages are you hoping to get? Have you got already?
We've got a lot already, but we're spanning the net wide, which is why we've come to Singapore, working with the Singapore Space and Technology Association, to invite people from Singapore and the broader ASEAN area to send in their photos, messages, videos. They can be anything. It can be a memory of that moment, if people are around then, or it can be a dream for the future, or it can be their own giant leap. Anything is possible if they send it in to thepeoplesmoon.com.
Okay, and where did this idea come from then, to make it, or to create this sort of interactive sort of experience, if you like, and what sort of story are you hoping to tell?
Well, the idea, the concept comes from a British artist, Helen Marshall. She's done similar projects for historic moments in the past, be it World War I, be it suffrage, and many others. And NASA loved this idea. So the exhibition at the Kennedy Space Center in the Saturn V Visitor Center will be a long-term exhibition, whereas these events on the 20th of July will be one-offs in the United States, London, here and elsewhere. And we hope we will capture a mood of optimism. I think it was the president at the time, talking to the astronauts, said, for the first time in the history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. And it's hard to believe that was 50 years ago. And now plans are being put together to put man back on the moon, and not just man, the first woman in 2024. So the first people to walk on Mars are alive today. And the people here in Singapore, and the young people in particular, could be part of that amazing future.
Well, that's sort of my next question, because you talked about the spirit of optimism. Is that perhaps why Singapore was one of the countries chosen? Because it is also one of the locations for this special screening on the anniversary.
That's right. And I think you'll find that the space industry here, although small, is growing rapidly, and there are many opportunities for the future. And I think there is a sense of optimism. I was talking to a professor here in Singapore this evening, and he said, when we first went to the moon, it was curiosity. Now there's so many more important reasons to go into space, to look at the environment, climate change, communications, to look at the spin-offs, if you like, from the space station that help things here on Earth. There is a need to use space actually to bring benefits back to Earth.
And this space exploration took place in 1969, it's quite a long time ago. In terms of opportunities for space exploration, how have things sort of changed since then?
Well, I think they've changed a lot. At first, it was disappointing. I was 12 at the time of the moon landing, and I thought, you know, I'd be going into space.
Everybody would be going into space.
Absolutely. You know, wearing those horrible 1960s clothing. But now, I think, we've seen technology come along so fast with remote spaceships. You know, we've looked at the rovers on Mars, and the things that have brought us pictures from the edge of the solar system and the stars from across the universe. And now that people can go, and that it's not just the space agencies, they're working with the commercial sector, they're opening up the opportunities. It's really, I think, a very exciting moment for mankind, for the future. And I hope that young people today will feel the excitement I did 50 years ago when they see those opportunities opening up.
Well, you know, in some ways, the moon may be gone a little bit out of fashion, you know, compared to a lot of other places we can be exploring now, as you said. Yes. You know, why is that?
Well, the moon is a staging post for the mission initially to go to Mars. And now we know there's water in the poles of the moon, and the moon will be used to create the fuels and the resources needed to go on to Mars and beyond, and the rest of the solar system.
So it will always be in fashion and always important, right?
I think it will.
Well, thanks so much for coming in and sharing this wonderful adventure with us. Jonathan Levy, co-producer of The People's Moon.
Thank you.